Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with a video to explain what happened to my video. So I just spent 2 hours doing a video of this watercolor painting to review the watercolor paper, which is the same watercolor paper I swatched out in a previous video, and my photo booth, which is the software on my mini Mac, just stopped working and I didn't know it, and unfortunately I just don't have the time to do it again. Like, I just don't. And so since this was just to be a review of the paper anyway, I do want to tell you what my experience was with the paper after I explain to you what it is, in case you have not did not see the first video, when I swatched out my palette. So this is a watercolor paper from the Hippie crafter. It is 140 pound natural white cold press watercolor paper. It is amazing paper. I'm just going to show you. You can even just see it in the texture. It's great paper. So as I was talking on and on and on in my video, I am kind of a watercolor snob, in that when I first started playing with watercolor, I really spoilt myself and I got the good stuff. I got the good watercolor paint because I wanted to see if I would be successful at it. I wanted the good watercolor paper, so I spent a lot of money when I was in corporate America, doing a corporate America job, and I really treated myself to a lot of the really good stuff. So for me to say that this watercolor paper is phenomenal is really, really amazing, because Arches is my preferred paper. Arches is a very expensive watercolor paper. It's like up there in the most expensive realm. I also love Bockingford. What's some other ones? Hanumile. There's a lot of papers that are just, did I say Bockingford? I think I said Bockingford. So anyway, Arches is my high standard, and I was so happy with this paper when I swatched it out, and then when I did the painting. So in the video that you missed, because the photo booth stopped working and it just dumped my video, because I know it was working because I paused it, and I mean, it was crazy. So it just is gone. So what we did on camera is we started with, we did a little bit of talking about water, the relationship between the watercolor, the paper, the brushes, the paint, and all of those things, which for my viewers, we will be going into that detail when we do our Watercolor 101 series. So, this would have been a bonus video for you guys anyway, but I do want to tell you that I highly recommend this product. I believe it's around $22, and it's 2 pads. So they measure 11 by 15, and there's 15 sheets in each. That is a bargain, because this is a huge paper pad. Like, it almost won't even fit in the camera. So really, really good paper, and I don't say that lightly, you guys. I'm pretty picky, but I loved the way that it so I don't know if you guys can see in the detail of the flower where I went in with the darker shades here, and then I kind of pulled that out with some water, which might not make sense to you. It just behaved exactly like my Arches watercolor paper. I was so surprised, because, like, again, I like Arches. That's my favorite. So, and this is not a perfect painting. I am not a watercolor artist. I'd like to think that I am. I do know a lot about watercolor, and I'm fairly decent at it, but as I mentioned before, I'm kind of fearful to draw, and so I took this image off of Pinterest. It's just, I think it's a one of those that's just out on the internet, and in my original video I disclaimed that this is not my drawing. I'm just using it for practice. I'm not taking credit for the drawing itself. I just used it to show the paints and to practice. So, but I love how it behaved. So if you can look up here in this area here, look at because you can actually see the cotton fibers of this paper. Look at the stem, not this stem. This stem over here is kind of wonky, but this one here. So if you look at it, you can see the texture of the paper and how it related to the paint. And so I love it. I would recommend this to the top of the line watercolor purist. Like, it's really good paper. So I hope that you'll go over and check out the Hippie Crafter. You can go over on their website, but they also sell this paper on Amazon. And I am an affiliate. I have an affiliate link for that. So you can definitely purchase it there. So far, nobody has purchased anything from my sharing it the first time, which is no surprise. Unfortunately, my audience for this is smaller because it's not junk journal related, which is my main niche on YouTube. But I'm still going to do it because I do love watercolor, and I do plan on sharing some of my knowledge. So love how this turned out, and I love leaves. So the leaves are my favorite part of any painting. So it was really fun. I'm just super bummed. Like, I just wanted to cry because it takes a lot of time to paint a painting that is this size and with this many leaves and stuff. And I had even, like, didn't talk for a long periods of time so I could speed the video up, and boom, video is gone. So I'll be coming back to you with Watercolor 101. We're going to start with some basics like brushes, paper, the kind of the personality of watercolor, how does it behave, why does it behave the way that it does, what is the difference between artist grade watercolor and student grade, and the same with paper. What's the difference between a cellulose wood pulp paper versus 100% cotton versus a mix? Like, what does all that mean? And so I'll be pulling out pads of my paper that I have that are again the artist grade, because that's what I love. But this paper definitely is right up there with it. So I will probably be using this as I share with you. So we'll be doing, not in one video, but we'll be doing some color mixing using a limited palette, red, blue, and yellow. Sorry, let me start over. A warm red, yellow, blue, and a cool red, yellow, blue. And we'll be doing a bunch of mixing just to show you kind of what you can get when you mix warms and colds and different shades of those different primaries. Will give you a completely different look. We'll also be talking about what I call convenience colors, which the green that I used in here is called sap green, and it's my favorite green. But it's considered a convenience color because it's not a pure pigment, it's a mixture, and which is not a problem, but it definitely is a convenient color to have because I mix it with some other yellows and stuff. I think I used Nickel Azo yellow, and I used Azo green, I believe, or green gold, and so that's kind of how we got the different shades of light in the leaves and such. The flowers aren't the best because I was really just trying to demonstrate the paper, but I also love how it did this. So what I appreciated about the paper is that, and I like the little sparkles, that's why you see a lot of white. What I appreciated about it is it had this good combination of the ability for the paint and water to sit on top of the paper, while at the same time it didn't like run or anything. I mean, it flowed like we expect it to do with water, but it was there was just a good balance. It didn't absorb into the paper really fast. It sat on top, but it also absorbed, so it was a really, really great balance. And again, my standards are high, so thank you Hippie Crafter for some amazing watercolor paper. I hope that I get another opportunity to review some of your other products. I would love to try the watercolor paints as well, especially as I'm going to be teaching more basic beginner watercolor theory. So thank you guys so much. Take care. Bye-bye.